In 2004, inside a cold dorm room at Harvard, a young man types alone. His hands move fast, not like a student writing an essay, but like a man building something he doesn't fully understand. Outside, snow falls quietly. Inside, Mark Zuckerberg writes the code that will connect a billion people and disconnect them from something far older. Privacy, truth, maybe even reality. He isn't trying to change the world. He's just trying to build a website. But in that moment, he's about to create the invisible empire. Mark was born in 1984 in a quiet New York suburb. His father was a dentist, his mother a psychiatrist. Both logical, both precise. While other kids played outside, Mark sat at his computer, teaching himself to build worlds. He wasn't loud or charming, or particularly social, but in front of a screen, he could control everything. At 12, he coded a messaging system for his family's home. At 18, he built games for fun. At Harvard, he built connection. They called him the machine. He called what he was doing hacking, not breaking things, improving them. Harvard was old money, old rules. Zuckerberg wasn't interested in either. In February 2004, he launched a simple site, thefacebook.com. It was meant just for students. Names, photos, relationships. Within a week, half the campus had joined. Within a month, other universities begged to be included. The site spread like fire through fiber optics. Every click was a spark. Every friend requested another brick in a new kind of empire. A kingdom made not of land, but of attention. People called it revolutionary. Mark just called it cool. He dropped out of Harvard and moved to Silicon Valley. A kid with no degree, no roadmap, and a company growing faster than he could control. Investors offered millions. He refused most. Control mattered more than money. Even as Facebook exploded, he wore the same hoodie every day. A uniform of focus, a rejection of everything else. By 2010, Facebook had 500 million users. 500 million people sharing their lives through a single algorithm built by a handful of engineers in a dark room. The world had never seen anything like it, and neither had Zuckerberg. He once said, "The question isn't what we want to know about people. It's what people want to tell us about themselves." But that question had an invisible second half. What if people didn't understand what they were giving away? Facebook wasn't just a website anymore. It was an ecosystem. The newsfeed, likes, comments, tags, features designed not just to connect, but to keep people scrolling, craving, clicking. Every post was data. Every photo was a piece of a digital soul. The company didn't sell products, it sold prediction. Zuckerberg built an empire where the borders were invisible and the citizens didn't even know they were inside. And the more they shared, the stronger his empire became. By the mid-2010s, Facebook had rewritten global communication. Politicians used it to win elections. Activists used it to spark revolutions. Misinformation spread faster than truth. Zuckerberg stood before Congress, staring down lawmakers who barely understood the internet. They asked how he let lies spread, how he collected so much data, how he became more powerful than nations. He answered calmly, "We built tools. People use them." It wasn't arrogance, it was belief. Belief that technology was neutral and that connection was inherently good. But good intentions don't stop chaos, and logic doesn't always lead to wisdom. Inside Facebook, engineers began to see something terrifying. The algorithms designed to connect people were now dividing them. Anger spread faster than joy. Outrage was engagement, and engagement was profit. Zuckerberg faced a choice: slow the machine or let it run. He chose to tweak it, not stop it. Because to him, stopping progress was worse than breaking it. He said, "Move fast and break things." But no one realized how much could break. Scandals hit, privacy leaks, data theft, political manipulation. The empire began to fracture. Yet Zuckerberg didn't retreat. He pivoted. In 2021, he rebranded everything: Meta. The new dream, a virtual world where people could work, play, live inside a simulation. To many, it looked like escape. To him, it was evolution. He wasn't building a website anymore. He was building reality itself. "The next platform won't be on your phone," he said. "It will be inside your mind." The invisible empire was becoming literal, an empire you'd wear, breathe, and live within. Despite the power, Mark remains oddly blank. He speaks like a coder, not a king. He talks about humanity as if it's a function call, something you can optimize. In private, friends say he's gentle, analytical, almost naive. He believes deeply that connecting people makes the world better. He just never asked what happens when connection becomes control. He once told his team, "We exist to give people power." But maybe the question was never about giving power. It was about who keeps it. By his late 30s, Zuckerberg controlled a network larger than any empire in history. More citizens than China, more influence than governments. But power built on attention is fragile. One algorithm change, one scandal, one shift in culture, and it can crumble overnight. He knows that. That's why he keeps building, not to dominate, to stay relevant, to stay first. Because for the man who built the invisible empire, standing still is the same as disappearing. Today, billions log in, scroll, like, and share, feeding a system that began in one dorm room, with one idea: to connect the world. And in some ways, it worked. The world is connected, but also addicted, divided, and endlessly observed. Mark Zuckerberg didn't set out to rule. He set out to connect, but connection became control, and the network became a mirror, reflecting not him, but us. Because in the end, the invisible empire isn't built of data or code. It's built of people and the things we choose to share.